Hello and welcome to another episode of Tribunal of the Grid, where we talk about all things Power Rangers, including the actors that play them. My name is Brandon.
I am Lena.
I'm Will.
And today, I would say we have a quick episode, but sometimes we can get to talking and all of a sudden it can go on for hours. So I'm just gonna say we have an episode for you. We do have an episode for everybody. We're gonna be talking about the comics. We're gonna be talking about issues 52 and the Ranger Slayer. Also, we got some Ranger Thangs coming for you, and also we're gonna also talk about Wave 6 because I got some choice words for Wave 6, honey. Because this is ridiculous. I don't know how y'all. Y'all, I'm so irritated. I'm so irritated. Like, I can't. Let's just go ahead and get started. Lena, go ahead and hit us with Ranger Thangs, girl.
Well,
what we got?
Y'all know the hottie that was on Stranger Things, played Billy Hargrove, I believe his last name was. Anyways, aka Dacre Montgomery. Is it Dacre? I'm still contemplating on what his name is.
Dacre.
No, it's Dacre.
It's
Dacre.
Dacre.
Daiquiri.
Yeah, what's
Not
that?
strawberry daiquiri, honey.
Dacre.
It's Dacre. You want a drink, child? You want a
All
drink?
right.
I actually really do, but
Oh, God. Oh, boy. But anyways, Dacre is actually going to release. Have you guys heard of his podcast series called DKMH? It is a collective of all of his poetry that he's put together, that he's written, I guess, in his life. And what's really cool is like he obviously has combined that with instrumental music in the background. So if you have never heard it and never listened to it, I highly recommend that you do yourself a huge favor and head on over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts is, and search up DKMH. You will not be disappointed because my man is talented. Anyways, moving forward, he has collectively compiled 25 years of experience, 3 years of writing, and a year and a half worth of work with this person named Andrew McNee. I'm probably butchering up names left, right, and center today, but that's okay. So he has now announced his first book, also named after his podcast series, DKMH, and is available for pre-ordering ebooks, audiobook, and paperback. Like, what the actual fuck? I'm excited for this. I'm here for this. Like, yes, give it to me. And like I said, if you never hear his podcast, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to convince you to do so because his voice is the best in poetry reading. The best. Back in 2018, Brendan and I met this guy who's doing a documentary for Roger Velasco, One DR Productions. And they had compiled, I guess, like a week long or a weekend long of Roger Velasco's like time at Power Morphicon and released, I think, up to 3 episodes of Power Morphicon Life or whatever on YouTube. Fast forward, they have decided to put together a project called Back to Action, where it's a script that was pitched originally to Saban, and I guess it got scrapped and it didn't work out, and and they tried to pitch it to Hasbro as well too, but that didn't work out as well either. So the script has been kind of sitting around, and now the Rangers have now got together. There's going to be a lot more announcement to come, but from what I understand, they are actually teaming up with different actors, actresses, even former Rangers themselves, to put together a table reading. Is that what this is called? Okay,
Yeah.
so table reading. So it's really exciting. I believe, Brandon, you were having a conversation with someone about this on our social media.
Yeah, basically you hit the nail on the head. You pretty much explained everything. Basically, that's exactly what it is. It's going to be a table reading, where basically it's going to be Roger who signed up for it and everything. Other Ranger actors are going to join as well, and also Andre Giles. He is also, I believe he's one of the ones who's over 1DR Productions.
Okay.
And he's going to be in it as well. So if you want to, check it out, find out more things about it, you can also check the hashtag Back to Action Project, and you'll see auditions, and you can also look at 1DR_ Productions for more updates.
I'm excited. When I saw that, I was shook. So from what I can tell right off the bat, we got Peter Sudarso coming back and Yoshi coming back. I just
Yeah,
noticed
Adam.
Yoshi's gonna be Adam Park. Oh my god. Roger's gonna be Jason Lee Scott. Peter's gonna be Rocky. That's gonna be interesting. And Justin Nemo is gonna be Tommy Oliver. That's definitely gonna be very interesting. I'm excited to see how that's gonna turn out. But I think for the most part, that's pretty much it for me from Ranger Thangs. There wasn't a lot that has happened this week. Like back with us next week. Maybe we'll have more.
Right. I'm pretty sure we will.
Right?
I'm pretty sure we will. But yeah, like all these things sound really exciting. So like I'm really excited for especially this 1DR_ Productions, what they have in store.
Yeah.
What they're trying to do with this table reading. That should be really interesting.
Right?
Yeah. So y'all, let's get into these comics, because I know, Will, you finally read these comics.
Right.
So, we're going to be reviewing, like I said, we're going to be reviewing episode Jesus Christmas, issue 52 and Ranger Slayer. So, Will, go ahead. Let us know what you think about 52. Let us know what's the tea. What you think?
52. It was pretty fun. It basically, it's pretty much what we've been getting already from the Necessary Evil arc, as far as dividing up part of the comic for the core 6 Rangers and then the Omega Rangers. They of course in 51 they took Lord Draken into custody. So some people were asking about the cover. The cover has Kimberly walking away from the team and from Draken in tears, and we had an interesting scene between the two, where he basically tells her, she comes down to, I'm not sure if she's really trying to get information from him or what, but she comes down with her power bow drawn at him, and then he basically begs her to kill him, and then she resists, but he starts to entice her, and he entices her by telling her that through the Ranger Slayer, he knows all of her deepest, darkest secrets. How she likes to lie sometimes, or she has the tendency to lie sometimes. And one of them was she knows things that would make her friends not want to have anything to do with her anymore. So he just kept antagonizing her, but she was able to keep her cool, and she said somebody will kill you eventually. I don't have to do it.
Like, let's pause for like 2.5 seconds, because in that one scene, Draken, because Draken was, like, he learned all this stuff from her via when she was Ranger Slayer. Now this is just me. But in the Beyond the Grid comics with Marguerite Bennett, when she created that whole genre, that whole issue, in that, Ranger Slayer had a little thing, if you will, for the Solar Ranger. It was never really like acted on. It wasn't never really like, nothing really happened with it.
Mm-hmm.
But you could tell that there might have been a little something there. Like, she was definitely kind of, doing some flirtations, and, they were flirting with each other, and,
I feel like
some
everybody was
stuff
flirting
probably
with
happened
each
behind the scenes.
other.
What you saying?
I felt like everybody was kind of flirting with each other in that.
No. Kim wasn't flirting with nobody. Like, Kim was
Kim
just
was
like,
wasn't he flirting with
who Kim was
Kimberly?
flirting with?
Or no. That was
Who Kim flirting with?
oh my God, that was
Kim was like the
Heckle.
biggest emo, like, waiting to die. Like, he was just
Oh
like,
God.
someone kill me now. Like, I mean, that was Kim the whole arc. Like, he wasn't flirting with nobody. So who are you flirting with?
I definitely remember Heckle flirting with Kim, and I thought she flirted back,
For sure.
but like in a playful way.
Yeah, I kind of felt like she was flirting back with Heckle, like in a playful way. But like, I kind of felt like they were just kind of like not really flirting, but they were just kind of like tiffing back and forth, like just bouncing off each other. Like, I wouldn't really count that as flirting. Like, they were just like hitting kind of like smart remarks at each other, like basically. Because I mean, both of them basically were from the same background. Like, they both were de facto bad guys who became good guys. So they both kind of had that whole thing in common, where they were just kind of like, yeah, I guess I'll, be nice to you or whatever, but I'm still gonna kind of be a jerk and kind of like take some little shots at you or whatever, like stuff like that. But I really didn't feel like they were flirting. Like, they were like, for me, I kind of felt like Kim and Solar Ranger were flirting, because it was just like, there were scenes where they were just kind of like getting all up in each other's grill, like, having these little intimate conversations and all this stuff. And you did, I don't know about you, but for me, I did kind of feel like there was something kind of there, other than like them trying to force Tanya and Mike together, which that was trash. But other than that, like, I definitely feel like there was something there between those two. And when he said that she would flirt with people to kind of like, getting them to like her, it kind of almost in a way suggested to, I don't know, maybe to me, I don't know, maybe it's just my gay ass, but like, but for me, it just kind of suggested that perhaps maybe is Kim queer. Like, I mean, I like, it just kind of sounded like there was something there, because it definitely did kind of seem that way in Battle of the Grid, Beyond the Grid. Like, it definitely felt that way. But it was like, oh, but nothing really like came of it. Like, no one professed their love for each other or anything like that, which I'm glad. I'm glad that didn't happen.
She and Solar Ranger ended up having a girlfriend that was in plain sight the whole time.
Right, exactly. So I kind of feel like that. I'm glad that no one professed their love for each other, because it was just like, well, other than Mike and Tanya. But other than that, it was just like, okay, cool. But yeah, like, I'm sorry. As you were, go on.
Yeah. So the other thing that we got to see was Tanya, not Tanya, excuse me, Aisha and Adam, they were in class. They their teacher assigned like a group project, and they were about to team up, and then she said, no, you guys need to meet other people. So Aisha got paired with Bulk, and Adam got paired with Violet, who we had seen in Go-Go, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Which
And,
I love.
mm,
I'm not gonna
a
lie
recurring
to you.
character.
Recurring characters. I'm like, as soon as I was like, wait a minute, Violet?
Mm-hmm.
Violet is back? Okay, I love it. And what is with her getting paired up with all these Black Rangers?
I don't know.
Now, I'm sorry. If they get all the way to like in space and Violet behind get paired with Carlos, girl, listen.
Oh,
Baby, if Violet get paired up with Carlos in the future, you'd be like, what is happening? Like, what is going on? But yep, she get paired with Adam.
and there is an interesting exchange between the two after class. And basically Violet doesn't trust the Rangers, which is a take that I've never really heard before. I guess the closest thing was in one of the first issues when people were kind of talking about the damage that the Zords did. And I think they mentioned, oh my God, now the Green Ranger's with the Power Rangers, but wasn't he trying to kill everybody?
Right.
I believe that was in like one of the first ones, but for this, I just thought that was interesting, and that was kind of it was kind of cool that they actually have somebody that's not down with the Rangers. She just doesn't know if they can be trusted with the that responsibility of having all that power. It was very it was like they were playing on the Spider-Man quote with great power comes great responsibility, and she doesn't really know if they can be trusted with it.
Well, also too, it's a age-old trope in comics, where it's like, it's like, oh well, if these good guys never came, would the bad guys even exist? And it's no, and like with Violet's argument, basically what she's saying is that because the Rangers exist, the bad guys are here. So it's like, that whole thing of like, well, we don't even know who they are, because right now nobody knows if the Rangers are human or what. Like nobody knows who or what they are. Right. So it's just like they're basically in the dark about everything. So when you really think about it, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I really want to know you guys' opinions on this as well. Like, do you think Violet is wrong? Because I mean, personally, now this is just because I have the information, of course, that the Rangers, are, they're doing what they're doing and blah, blah, blah. So my first instinct was, probably shut up, go sit down somewhere. Like, you're doing the most, you know what I'm saying? But when you think about it, it's like, if you're looking at it from her perspective, and from, your average citizen in Angel Grove who doesn't know anything, who's just in the dark, and basically they've been, having monster attacks for like a year, pretty much. And, the city of Angel Grove has been destroyed. And it's just kind of like, okay, well, listen, I don't know much about these people. I don't know much about them. They just come save the day, and they blow up abandoned warehouses in the process. Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, are they really qualified? Like, what kind of training do they have? Are they qualified to do this? Like, who is going to reprimand them, or how do they assume responsibility should something goes wrong?
And
I mean, they've been
legit
saving us the whole
questions,
time. yeah, it's like, yeah, they've been saving us the whole time, but if something were to go wrong, like, who's going to assume the responsibility? We don't even know who these people are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I can kind of see where it's the doubt is there, you know, where it's like, I don't know. Like, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that's a valid concern, especially with all the property damage that happens. And I'm sure that even though they don't talk about it, I'm sure there has to have been casualties during a Megazord battle.
Absolutely.
Or even during just like a regular size battle.
Yeah. Like a regular size battle, like I'm pretty sure like people have either gotten hurt or like, you know, or somebody might have died, you know, or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, to be truthfully honest, I feel like Lightspeed was probably the best interpretation of what could probably happen in real life.
Right.
Because you actually saw debris falling, people getting hurt. Like, you know, you actually saw that. And it's like, okay, this makes sense because that's what would really actually happen. You know, so I kind of agree with Violet now in a sense. I'm like, like I said, at first I was like, oh, girl, shut up. But now I'm kind of like, okay, I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah. And then lastly, with the Omega Rangers, they're getting ready to drop some of their alien friends off to their home planet. And Jason and Trini have an interesting conversation where Trini is expecting them to continue doing work in space, but Jason is like, yeah, we're done. We can go home now. So like that's confusing Trini, who has a haircut. I'm confused why her hair is short.
Listen, there's a lot of stuff I was confused about on this issue when it came to their looks, honey. Oh my God. Can we talk about that for like 2.5 seconds?
Oh yeah.
Like, so you already mentioned Trini. Like, real quick, like Trini with this haircut, why is she giving us the Rachel from Friends? Like, what is happening?
Actually, like, I'm thinking Kelly Rowland, like 2001 Kelly Rowland,
circa 2000. Yes, Kelly Rowland, circa 2001. I love it. No, but like I wasn't expecting it. Like I legit was not expecting her to go back to the haircut because that's what we were introduced to her with.
And they grew her hair
the
out.
Little haircut.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, Trini cut her hair again. Okay, this is cool. This is cute.
Captain Marvel vibe. Remember when the Avengers kept getting together and at one point the Raccoon the Rocket goes, we're going to go off and get another haircut. And Captain Marvel's hair grew out. Remember? It grew out. But then every time we saw her hair kept getting shorter and shorter.
Right.
So I guess with I guess like since they are not bound or oh god, words are escaping me. Since they don't have to pay attention to the canon anymore, I guess it's entirely plausible that she cut her hair again because we never actually saw Trini again. And also, it's not necessarily following a TV show anymore.
Right, so. Right. Still, though, I'm like, yeah, I understand, but
and Tweed did have a haircut after Power Rangers.
She did. So I mean, I don't know. Like I'm kind of one-sided on it because I'm like, granted, I'm like, yeah, it's cool and everything, but I guess it's like up to the artist's interpretation because the artist did turn around and give Aisha a new hairstyle, a new cut, a new color. You know, she did kind of, get her together. And I was like, okay, Aisha, because it looked like she got dreads. Those look like dreads.
Yeah.
Those look like dreads. And I'm like, I'm with it. like I'm with it. Because like they look like dreads, and that's like something that you don't really see women with on Power Rangers. Like you saw Jack having dreads in SPD, but like a woman, like a female Power Ranger having dreads, they look like dreads, but I mean, I'm pretty sure more than likely they'd probably come out and say they're braids. But just the way that they're styled and the way that they're lifted and the way that they're just sitting, that's a dread look.
And depending on the artist, they might not know the difference. So
this is true. This is true.
But okay. Oh yeah. So all right. So when the Omega Rangers are approaching their friend's planet, they're like freaking out because the planet is like, I don't know if I want to say imploding, but it's like melting. And
it's like melting onto itself.
Yeah. And then like their friends are like freaking out. They're worrying about their family, friends, their home. So they're is it Zai or Z? Zai?
I want to say it's she.
Well, whoever that robot is sends them down to
yes, whatever that robot is.
And they get to check out the area, and then they're attacked. And in the course of it, we're introduced to their their weapons don't combine like the Power Blaster did, but they have a cool attack called the Omega Strike. And Zach and Jason, they fist bump in a sense, and then the power of their gauntlet morphers, it creates some sort of force or something, and then Trini takes her hammer weapon and strikes the two fists, and then that creates this big explosion. They call that the Omega Strike. Which that was
kind of like
cool
a sonic boom or something, like kind of like this whole big ripple, where it just like knocks everything out. Which I'm like, thank goodness that they're like trying to level everything, because I don't see that attack happening where like they're trying to protect civilians, and they're get behind us, and they do that attack, and then like the civilians end up getting like disintegrated by the attack or something like
yeah. And then at the end of that fight, something was coming to I want to say that is Zai. I think I heard Ryan Parrott pronounce it that way. I think I did. But lets them know that something's coming their way, and then they hear someone say the Omega Rangers, a fitting name as you have finally reached the end. And then this four-armed monster is like coming towards them and like is hurling like rocks at them. And of course we have no idea who the hell this is. So, and that's how we end on that cliffhanger of the Omega Rangers in danger.
Yes. Now the what they call it? I'm pretty sure, like, what would they call mud monsters or whatever those little dirt things was that kept coming up. They were so reminiscent of just like, they felt like the 2017 putties. That's what they felt like.
I can see that.
Like that's what I was.
I can see that.
That's what I was thinking when I was reading it. I was like, they feel like the 2017 putties.
And I'm getting a little bit of Clayface from Batman for them too.
Oh yeah, for sure. I can see that.
Yeah.
So overall, like, what do you think? What do you think about it?
It was fun. It was it felt like and I don't mean this as an insult. It felt filler. It definitely felt filler.
Oh, for sure. It felt like table setting. Yeah.
So I'm definitely interested in seeing what happens in the next episode, which I'm assuming oh damn it. I mean, these basically are episodes, but yes, the next issue. which I believe is going to is the cover with the Dark Rangers, right?
I believe so. Yes, I think that's the
So
next one.
yeah,
With
and
Dark
then
Rangers.
yeah, at the end of issue 51, of course, Zed had brought back Rita, and he had appointed Rita and his minions the powers of the Dark Rangers. So that took the back seat in 52. So 53, it looks like we're going to be exploring that. So we've got what, 3 more issues, I believe. So
Yep, and then it's over in 55.
yeah, I'm interested to see how this is going to end. And then, of course, we talked about the new comics coming up. Though that's going to be real exciting to see where those go. Power Rangers and Mighty Morphin.
So what you think about Ranger Slayer?
Ranger Slayer, that was fun. I love that it really, for me at least, it really did feel like it picked right up where the Coinless story left off in during the Shattered Grid arc. So Kimberly, she's taken back to her dimension, her world, her timeline with the Coinless, and she interacts with Bulk. Bulk is basically her right hand man throughout the entire issue. Um, Zach is still alive. If I remember correctly, he died in Shattered Grid, but this version of Zach is still alive, and him and Trini are um, they're basically in charge, and um, they're protecting everyone who was the Coinless. Basically, they're protecting. They're the leaders of that, and the big bad that's taken over for Draken is Scorpina. Um, so what else is going on in there? Adam and Aisha are part of the Coinless.
Which that kind of confuses me because I'm like, they never technically ever became Rangers. So they were still in
Yes,
Stone Canyon.
yes,
So it's like,
but remember they were in Shattered Grid, and they became a part of the Coinless then. I'm assuming. Well, I don't know. I always assume maybe when whatever happened with Draken, when Draken taking over that universe, um, they just wanted to help, and then they went to Angel Grove to help out. That's what I'm assuming. That's what I always assumed.
but then that means that Adam went to the bad guys. And Aisha was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stay with the good guys. Like,
Oh, Adam was a part of a Dragon's Girl.
yeah.
I
Because
don't
Adam
remember
was the
that
first
part.
one in the opening, because he was talking to the Yellow Ranger Sentry,
Mm-hmm.
who was power tripping. That was
Mm-hmm.
Adam.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Adam was definitely part of the bad guys for a little while, I guess, for a while. And then I guess Aisha knew this or whatever when they joined forces, because of course she helped them out in the end.
Okay. Excuse
So
me. My bad.
yeah, I'm guessing
Um.
that they were just like, Adam was just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go help the bad guys because yeah, I don't wanna be in
I'm
this
gonna
ghetto
leave
situation
team.
with y'all with the coinless. Y'all too ghetto,
Mm-hmm.
so I ain't got time.
um. And Scorpina is held up in the command center. Um. There's zombie sentries. They're called the spirit sentries that are they're like outside of the command center. They're like preventing people from getting in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So everybody that's tried to go to the command center to take on Scorpina has died. Um. Kimberly, when she comes across Trini and Zach, they are not. with it at all. They don't trust her because of what she did in the past, but she's able to
Right.
convince them to let her help, and then she says that they can even, judge her in whatever way they want afterwards, but she wants to, finish things. Um, Something that broke my heart, and this was the Grave Zord. The Grave Zord was destroyed by the zombie Goldar. Like, I actually like cringed when I
When
during
he
this.
ripped the head off.
Yeah, when he started ripping all the limbs off, when he ripped the first arm off or slashed it off, I was like, oh my god, no, this beautiful sword is destroyed.
Did it
Um,
trigger you like how it did? Because I know it triggered me when it made me jump right to season 3 when the Thunderzords were destroyed.
right. I was getting a couple. I actually was getting a couple of vibes. I was getting that vibe. And oh my god, I totally left out one of the big things, which is the spirit. Well, what we thought was the spirit of Rita, it was around, and then we found out that Trini had actually resurrected Rita to try and get
Mm-hmm.
things under control, and that just backfired. Um,
Right.
and I was getting vibes of like what you mentioned, season 3 with the Zords being destroyed, the Thunder Zords being destroyed. I also was getting vibes from the 2017 movie, having Rita and Trini have some sort of an alliance, but obviously,
Mm. I
wasn't
can
a
see that.
legitimate one.
I can see
And
that.
then the zombie Goldar reminded me of the lifeless Goldar from from the 2017 movie.
Ha! Rude.
Um
Rude.
yeah, those are some vibes that I was getting. What else happened in there?
Oh, Zach had went ham on on Trini when he found out.
Right.
He
Yes.
went ham.
Yeah, and Trini, like, her explanation, I get it, but you can't trust Rita. She thought that because Draken killed her, and also because Zordon let it be known that she wasn't always evil, that she could be redeemed, and like, what better way of being redeemed than taking out the person that killed you? But that didn't work.
Of
So
course not.
so Rita's trying to just take over everything, and she was why the spirit sentries were around, which of course were the zombie versions of the fallen sentries from Draken's army. Kim, Zach, and Trini, they do get into the command center, and they're able to talk to Scorpina and convince her to join forces with them so that they can take out Rita. Um, One of the craziest things that I've seen was Finster 5. He made a Z Zord, I guess we could call it, and it was made from the remains of Lord Zed and the Dragon Zord, and that was able to take out zombie Goldar. This was some real weird stuff going on in this. It was really dark, which I totally appreciate it. But that was weird.
There was a lot of weird stuff, especially that battle. Like that final battle was like, yo, like first of all, I was not expecting to see anybody bleeding. Like Scorpina straight up had like blood coming from her mouth and stuff. I was like, oh, okay,
And
it's like that.
and they
Okay.
got me. They really got me. I thought that Trini wasn't going to make it when she took that shot to the back from Rita's staff, I think.
Yeah.
And he did it trying to protect Scorpina.
And
And
Scorpino had threw it back in her face like, girl, stop trying to protect me. I don't want to talk to you. Leave me
right,
alone. Girl,
right,
go
right,
sit your
and
behind down.
yeah, and then Trini was able to she destroyed that red orb on Rita's staff, and that's what killed her and got rid of all the zombie or the spirit sentries. At the end, Bulk had made the suggestion that and Bulk and Skull were reunited, by the way. In battle. That was pretty cool. Bulk had threw out the suggestion that Kimberly takes over in the place of Lord Draken, but obviously she's not evil, so she's going to, try to lead everybody back to some sort of a new normalcy. And Finster 5 made a new Ranger Slayer suit for her, which reminded me a lot of the Pink Ranger upgrade. It was like a pink and green Ranger upgrade for Unworthy.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful new look though.
I love it. I love it. For me, I absolutely love the color of the that deep purplish pink with the on the vest and like the side the side parts that's on her hip. I love that mixed in with the gold. I think it's gorgeous. Like I adore her new look. I think it's beautiful. The only thing that I don't like is the helmet. Like the helmet just looks too gaudy. Like I think where it comes in with the Unworthy suit, I feel like that actually, like the gold accents complement the pterodactyl. And I feel like where here the gold just feels kind of gaudy. It almost, you can tell that because Finster 5 was with Draken, he was kind of trying to give her the same kind of aesthetic as Draken.
Yeah.
And so you can kind of tell where some of the influences were coming from as far as like with the gold designs and how like everything was put together. But I do kind of feel like if the gold accents were a little like complementary to the pterodactyl, instead of just, we're just going to put this big, gigantic, like crystal looking thing like right smack dab on her forehead, like bam, that just kind of felt like, okay, this looks a lot like Draken. Like how Draken has that whole gold little thing on like the front of his helmet. Like it just kind of strikes like Draken to me. And I was just like, I don't know how I feel about that.
That's the point.
I mean, of course, like it was definitely the point. Yeah, for sure.
But you just don't like that look. I got you.
Yeah, I don't. Because I don't like Draken. So it's just like I'm just being honest. I'm calling a spade a spade. I don't like Draken. Like I don't care for him. So it's like having her look anything remotely close to him is like, do you have to? Like
it was. I thought it was kind of fitting that at the end, Zach and Trini, they're in the Sentry costumes, since they of course originally were the Rangers that were the Sentry outfits were based off of.
Right.
I something that I was thinking about was it's such a shame that Billy and Jason aren't there with them.
Right. Or well, yeah, this is true. Well,
because they're dead.
They are dead. They are. But also, too, we don't know what's in this timeline, though. Because this is the timeline after Shattered Grid.
So some things have changed, yeah.
So some things have changed. I don't know if maybe they might be or can get resurrected. I don't know. I mean, or maybe they might just be dead. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's like the wishing part in me where I'm just kind of like, I hope and pray they come back, because like I don't want them to be dead. You know, give us a Kendricks where they like walk through Heaven's Gate and they got the light shining around them, and then you know Billy is like, I knew you'd make it here. You know,
right. So
like, you know, give us something like that. You know, like don't let them be dead forever.
So the next thing we're getting is Draken, right? And that's going to follow
Draken New Dawn. That's going to follow Ranger Slayer.
Rangers. Okay. So that's cool. We're going to continue this story. The whole coinless thing was such an interesting story. I remember reading it for the first time. I want to say when when Tommy and Billy got taken over to Dragon's time, and then that's when we got the flashback of how everything transpired. Like that, oh man, that whole thing was freaking awesome. So the fact that they were able to continue on the story and it still feels the same, I'm really happy about that. So hopefully Draken New Dawn's going to continue to be good.
Yeah, I hope so anyway. Oh God, I hope so. Because, oh Lord, like I said, when it comes to anything Draken, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about these storylines. Like, y'all keep throwing this man in here, like y'all draining me.
How did you feel about the issue?
So I actually loved Ranger Slayer. I do kind of feel like they kind of like threw us for a loop, because in the actual cover art, they do feature Draken. Mm-hmm. So initially I was kind of like, oh God, Draken's going to be in here, but he wasn't. Mm-hmm. So instantly that just made me like love the comic even more because he was not there. And I'm like, yes. But like, I love the fact that Scorpina was like, you know, she was basically leading. And like, you know, this is something that we never knew where Scorpina went. You know, like Scorpina, like, she's such a great character. Mm-hmm. And then that she all of a sudden just kind of like disappeared, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's just like, okay, so now we know that she's leading the Sentry, and, you know, she's kind of like, you know, the queen or whatever. Mm-hmm. But, well, before, you know, Ranger Slayer took over. Mm-hmm. But it's like, even when Ranger Slayer came up to her and was like, look, we gotta work together so we can take Rita out. You know what I'm saying? Because if we don't, you know, everybody gonna die. And she was like, kill her, get her out of my sight. And all the Sentry was like, hell no, nah, we ain't doing it. And she was funny, like, what y'all doing? Why y'all ain't gonna kill this girl? And they're just like, but we need her though. Like, so even they knew that she was making a big mistake. And it's just like, and for her to just go ahead and just like be like, all right, fine, I'll go ahead and help y'all. And she's like literally turning against her queen, you know, because she was loyal and devoted to some Rita. Mm-hmm. You know, and even Rita kind of was like, when Rita even kind of read her a little bit and was like, I was expecting you to, like, you know what I'm saying, for somebody, for you and Zed and all y'all to work together so y'all can take over this planet. You know what I'm saying? And y'all sitting there squalling around with each other. I expected better from y'all. So it was just like this whole dynamic of just all these different characterizations and how everybody's motives kind of like coincided, and how everybody was like, you know, this is what I want to do. And it was just like, oh, well, what you wanted to do didn't come through, but you messing up. You know what I'm saying? So everybody having their own opinions on their own motives, and it was just like everything just kind of made sense. And like I loved it. Like I honestly feel like the whole comic itself was done really well. The pacing was good. If I had to complain about one thing, the only thing I would complain about would be that helmet. Other than that,
Okay.
Other than that, like I loved it from beginning to end. I love it. And if they're gonna do this, like, because I'm pretty sure they are, because they've been introducing a whole bunch of comic stuff into the toys and the games and stuff. We need a Ranger Slayer in her, her gaudy Queen of the Night uniform. We need this. However, what we also need as well is we need a Kimberly Head as Ranger Slayer. I do not want
surprised they didn't do that. I still don't understand. We definitely spoke about this before. I do not understand why they didn't do that.
I don't either. And it makes me so upset because I'm like, give us all the things. Like, give us the things. Like, what are you doing? Like, these are wonderful. Like, it's a comic. So it should be so easy to literally craft up a face. Like, it'll be so easy. Because y'all did it with Draken. So it's like, just give us a Kimberly Ranger Slayer head and call it a day. Put a lesbian haircut on her and call it a day. Like somebody else I think somebody else already did that. They already like somebody already created a head for their own Ranger Slayer. It's like, you guys could do the same exact thing, or just release a whole bunch of heads.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a great idea because they do it all the time. They do it all the time. Where they just, release little things here and there, to go in your collection. So I'm like, release some heads. Like, give us an Aisha head, a Zach head. A better Zach head. A Kimberly Ranger Slayer. One where Zach don't look like Jermaine Jackson. Which brings us Wave 6.
Oh.
Now, before I even jump on this, because y'all already kind of can hear where I'm going with this, I want to get y'all opinions first.
Feel it. We can sense it. Like, I see dead people kind of a thing.
Listen, I am already kind of irritated. So y'all kind of already know where I'm going to go with it. But I just want to get y'all opinions. What do y'all think about this wave? What y'all think?
I'm excited. Maybe excited isn't the best word. So for me, I'm happy that I'm going to be able to complete my my core Mighty Morphin Rangers.
Well, this is not about you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And also I guess this makes me want to get Rocky now because I can start building my Zeo. And then of course I love Ashley. So, and I would get her anyway. So this is going to be the beginning of us getting our Space Rangers. So like I'm cool with it. We get an AQUIRE green. We're getting a shieldless Black Ranger. What is going to be interesting, and I've seen people talk about this, is for Tommy, what head is he going to have? Are they going to give him 2 new heads because he's Tommy and they go all out for Tommy? Or are they going to give us the same head that was with the White Ranger Did White Ranger and Green Ranger Tommy have the same head? The green that's out? Or are you not sure?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm not sure.
He had I know that for a fact the White Ranger one has the ponytail. So
Right.
yeah. So I would think that the Zeo one should have
The
like
ponytail.
it well it
Well,
didn't
either
he do
he
the
would have the
tie back
ponytail with the long hair hanging.
like way longer or the pull back hairstyle?
Yeah. The fullback. Oh God.
And then
Oh God, that's horrible. Let's not say that.
and and then this Green Ranger, maybe he could have the Jerry curl or the
This
mullet,
is true. He could.
the mullet.
You said a whole Jerry girl.
Oh,
Come on, Jerry girl.
and then
For those of y'all who did not know, Tommy was rocking a Jerry curl, according to Will. Yes.
And then the Black Ranger, is this Zach or is this Adam?
No, they said it was Zach.
They said
it was Zach.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're getting two Zachs. So, like I said, I'm
head.
hoping that we get a better face.
I doubt it.
But
I would love to be pleasantly surprised. What if he has his braids? I doubt it, but that'd be pretty cool.
If they did the braids, yo,
like give us something different than what you already put out.
I would hope so. I would hope they would.
Yeah, and then hopefully Ashley is as beautiful as Tracy Lynn Cruz is, but we might not get that. But we'll see.
Should be like Kimberly.
Oh God.
She'll have that "Where's Johnny?" face on her face.
Right.
So, just from first impression of them, why do they look slightly cheap? Like they don't look
as good quality as the other.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like the paint,
the color, the paint, yeah.
Matted. Like I feel like it looks matted.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's just everything about them. Like they look like. Oh, I mean, we've had people who've done better custom work than this. So like, I don't know how it. Just from first impression alone, and I'm not excited that there's two fucking Tommies, but whatever. Like.
You're just in the same boat as me.
In the same collection too? Like in the same wave? You're kidding me, right? Like
No.
Oh. And I wonder, like, with Ashley, is she getting ahead? Like
I believe so. Yeah, I think
I can't see her not, because she's like just a regular Ranger. I can't see why she wouldn't.
So I wonder, like, what hairstyle they're gonna give her.
Hopefully, it's like her. They do like a head scope of her from like Turbo.
Yeah.
You liked her hair better in Turbo?
Yeah,
I do.
Her hair, face, it made her look older. Like maybe that's the look I'm striving for. But I just felt like it made her look older. And then, like, I'm not sure if you noticed, but when she came back for the reunion, they had her hair even longer and
the blonde.
Yeah, and it was blonde. Yeah,
it was blonde and longer. So I was like, I don't know. I'm not really feeling it because I feel like, so I didn't really like Ashley's longer hair. I'm not sure why they had her, grow it. Well, not her grow it per se, but had like her hair longer. And I don't know. I really like her hair in Turbo. It gave us that, like, you know how Rachel Green had different hairstyle every freaking season or whatever so often. So like I liked it when they did that with her hair in Turbo. But then when she got to space, I just kept getting like longer.
Yeah.
And blonder, and like I'm going, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, are they trying to make her look more mature? Are they trying to give her? I don't know. She was the only one that looked more grown up. When I really thought about it, I'm like, everyone else looked fine. They looked the same. So what they were striving, what they're trying to strive with her character.
I remember it threw me off.
Right.
When I would think back to Ashley, I always thought that she was blonde, but I think it was because I hadn't seen In Space or Turbo in so long, and I just really remembered the last time we saw her when she was blonde. So I always thought that she was a blonde, and she's like, no, she's a brunette.
No.
Well, here's the thing. Like, Ashley, when she first came as a character, when they first introduced her, and that was that episode where I want to say it was the episode where Adam was coaching Carlos on that, and then like Carlos was trying to be the star of the team and all that foolery. And basically Ashley was like, right, and Ashley was like, you know, you need to let your teammates play and trust your teammates because you're doing the most. In that episode, her hair was blonde.
So maybe that's what also confuses me.
Yeah, and then when they showed her again, when they were helping out the Rangers, you know, when everything was happening on the transfer of power little episode or whatever, when they finally became Turbo Rangers, her hair was brown.
Yeah.
Like they switched her to a brunette. And that's how she was all the way until pretty much, I mean, they did kind of lighten it a little bit in Space. It looked like they kind of like did some like highlights in it in Space, where they kind of like added some blonde in there a little bit. But then like on when she came back in Lost Galaxy, it was longer and more blonde.
Real quick for the hairstyle, I'm thinking she'll have the straight hair from the morphing sequence or from the promo shots.
Oh.
I can see that. I think
it'd be cute if they gave her the half pony up. That would be so cute.
I was just looking at that too.
Or they could do like the little the layered look that she had.
Yes, the Rachel Green look. Yep.
I could see that too.
Could do that.
That was so like 90, 97, 98, that hair.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It totally fit the time period.
It totally did. That's why I'm like, I actually want that hair style for her, like, honestly, because I thought that like it was just so Ashley. Like it was so her. Like I loved it. Like it was just so her. And I'm like, I like this for her. And then like when, like you said, when she got the Space, it was just like her hair just became more straighter and it was just kind of hanged. It just kind of hang there. And that was pretty much it. Like they didn't really do anything with it except for like maybe put some pin curls in it every now and then.
Oh, that birthday episode, yeah.
Yeah, like they put some pin curls or put it up, but other than that, like her hair was just mainly bone straight, like most of the time, like just hanging. So I was just like, okay, that's cute and all, but I mean, give us the feathered, the feather teased layered look. Like we love to see it. But I don't know, like I mean, I'm pretty sure, hopefully, because like they've actually been doing really good as of recently with the head sculptures. They've been doing pretty decent with them. So I'm hoping that her head sculpture is actually really good because I'm like you, Will. I would buy her figure. Like I would actually buy her figure. Just because I really liked Ashley. So yeah, like hopefully it's a thing. And it's cute or whatever. But here's my opinion. I'm with you, Lena. I'm with you. And it also could be due to the fact that the way this person took the shots, they could have been really dim, because you can tell this person was just like, child, all I got is my damn camera phone. It looked like they shot it off a Samsung. No offense to anybody who have Samsung phones. I said that because I know you gotta say something.
We be calling you up, Will. Trying to tell you need to upgrade yourself. iPhone.
Listen, like they shot. I don't know what kind of phone or what kind of camera they shot it with, but it just you can tell like they weren't really trying to make it look too cute or too crisp or whatever. They were just like, I'm just trying to put it out there that hey, these figures are out. So you know, they do look a little dull. And it also could be also due to the fact that the paint could just also be dull itself. So I'm not really too excited about the way they look in that regard.
I agree.
You know, the body just in general. I do like the sculpt of Zach's helmet this time around versus the first time where we got with the gold vest, with the gold shield. His sculpture, the helmet sculpture this time does look a lot better. It's always between Jason and the Tyrannosaurus helmet and the Mastodon helmet that always kind of looks a little weird with Hasbro. I don't know what it is, but both of those helmets sometimes look a little weird. Like they get the pink, blue, and yellow right, but red and black for some strange reason they always kind of look a little weird.
Lack of
like
paint
something
is
just
one
cut
reason,
too low or something.
and lack of paint is one of them for red.
Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, but it looks like they got them right. It looked like they got the Mastodon right. Looking at, you know, the two Tommies, you already know I am not into Tommy at all. So I'm just like, ugh, we got two of them.
The same wave.
In the same way. I'm just like, y'all couldn't pick somebody else? Like, y'all sure you couldn't get nobody else? Like, for sure? Like,
Tanya, finally.
Right. Hello? Who made you holiday monitor? Give us Tanya. Like,
right?
Or Cat.
Or Cat. Or even Adam. Green Adam.
Adam, finally.
Adam.
Damn.
Like, I mean, y'all could have given us anybody else, but you gave us two Tommies. Not one, but two.
It could have been any of the Zeo members. Any of the other Zeo members. Like, Zeo.
Any of them.
Fine. You want to do Zeo? Fine. Any one of them. All of them.
Any one of them. And you chose to give us two Tommies. It's like, come on. Like, it bugs me to no end. Like, I understand that, you know, Hasbro knows that. Hasbro knows where their bread is buttered. They know this.
I have a question.
They know. You know, they know that the fans love Mighty Morphin and they love Tommy. They know this. But damn, can y'all spread it out? Like, can you give us this in dosages? Like, I don't mind y'all giving us Tommy, because I know you're going to give us Tommy. I don't mind you giving us Mighty Morphin, because I know you're going to give us Mighty Morphin. That's just what's going to happen. But damn, do you got to give us two Tommies at the same time? Like, that's overkill to me. Like, it's overkill. And then the Green Ranger don't even look good. Now, At least I can say Z05 looks somewhat decent, except for this dull ass paint, but that's probably due to this person, you know, taking the picture. But the Green Ranger does not look good.
No.
Like, it's something about the way that helmet is put together. Like,
the yellow,
it just doesn't look good.
It looks like the shield is like it's covering his whole neck.
His whole neck. He's giving me
right. He's giving me some Michael Myers vibes with that with that posture.
Oh my God, I'm so dead.
Okay, and that chest is making him look real busty. Like he's sitting on double D's or something. Like, I mean,
wow.
I'm just.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
I just don't. Listen, I just don't
I can't.
understand. Like, y'all, and then his face looked flat. Like, it looked smushed in. Like, I just don't. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. He looks like he has double D's. He ain't got no neck, and his face looks smushed in. Like, I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan. Like, everybody, every one of them else looks fine to me, but it's just that green one. Just like they send them back.
Oh my god,
Like,
Finster
try it
5,
again on
we
the
need
next
your
wave.
help.
Right?
What you say?
Finster 5, we need your help.
Yes.
Finster, where are you? We need.
Okay, Finster, come and correct this.
Oh my god. I mean, yeah, no, it's not right. And like, when, I have a question. I have a question for you guys. What if they release Turbo Red and decide to make it another Tommy?
Oh shit!
That would be the biggest slap in the face to me. They better not do that. They better not. They better not.
On one hand, I'm thinking like to complete the Tommy set. Well, we still need.
You're actually calling it the Tommy set. I'm dead.
But then, like, TJ deserves that because TJ reps that.
Oh no! Like,
and he was the better Red Ranger.
He definitely repped it much better.
He was there.
Oh yeah, but like,
he actually was there.
But you know how, like, obviously there's a lot of people on the stupid Tommy train, and what sells better than to sell something that they already know is gonna sell?
What they should do. This is what they should do. What they should do is they should give us both heads for both TJ and Tommy.
That could work.
That's what they should do. If they're going to do that. Because to me, I'm just saying, Hasbro Initiative, let's go back to that for 2.5 seconds. They did say, we trying to be better. We trying to, be diverse, and we trying to show all things black and all that good stuff. Okay. If you want to show support, y'all better give us 2 damn heads with both TJ and Tommy.
Yes.
If you're going to give us the Red Turbo Ranger. Like, we need to have both Tommy and TJ. Like, do not just slap Tommy white ass face on there and then give us that, and you don't give us no TJ.
I'm surprised that they haven't done that yet.
Like,
with a Ranger that has with a Ranger or 2 Rangers that have had 1 power, like Adam and Zach, Trini and Aisha, Kimberly and Kat. They haven't done that yet.
Right, and I would have assumed that they would have done that. Like, it just wouldn't make sense. But I also understand as well, and this is the problem I have with the Hasbro figures. Honestly, this is one of my main gripes with them. Is I appreciate the waves. I appreciate the waves because we're getting a lot more Rangers than actually having to sit there and wait for them to complete an entire set of teams. We actually are getting, them spread out. So we can get, during this wave, we can get this one, we can get that, we can get that, we can get that. And we don't have to wait for a whole group to come out and then have to pick and choose, which ones. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of like that aspect of it. However, when it comes to Rangers who had replacements, who had successors, it's like, why are we just getting 1 head of this person? Because there was other Rangers who, who were a part of it. Now, one of the reasons I'm sure is cost. They're trying to keep the cost low and trying to keep them at like the marginal price of like, what is it, like $20? And if they were, and I'm pretty sure if they were to add another head, that cost would go up. So I understand it from that point of view. I get it. But if you're going to do that, how about throw away those stupid lightning effects? Nobody needs them.
Something that I was thinking of too is some of the Rangers weren't the same height And I think that they try to keep the scales accurate for the for the team members' actual heights. So we know that Aisha was tiny. She was much
Right.
shorter than Twee or than Trini, and then Kimberly's much shorter than Kat. There's like a whole foot difference there.
Right.
So that could also for realistic for realism's sake, that could be another reason why they haven't done that.
I could see that. I can see that. But then again, it's like, okay, if that's the case, then if we're doing that, then how come we just keep getting all these damn Tommies when we could be getting? And I mean, I honestly, with Zach, releasing another Zach to me is stupid. I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. It's stupid because you could take the shield off of Zach, and bam, you got him without the shield. So why do you need another Zach when we already have him? Like at this point, if you're like at this point, all they had to do if they were going to release another Zach, because let's say for example, we're following the mode of what you're saying, right? They're doing it because of different height differences and this, that, and the third. Okay, say that's the case. This would have been the perfect time to instead give us Zach, give us Adam. This would have been the perfect time, because that way, you could still take the Zach head, because we know the Zach head the Zach head and the Zach and the helmet was a little jank. It was a little okay. It was a little, but if you want, you can interchange the two. You can swap them out. But to give us a completely brand new Zach when we already had Zach.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's stupid. Like at this point, just give us Adam. Give us an Adam head. And if that's, and like, honestly, if we're gonna re-release them, at least give us two heads. At this point. Like, give us two. And throw away those lightning effects. We don't need them. Nobody uses them. Like, just being honest, nobody uses them. Like,
nobody.
I mean, it's funny because on those a lot of those buyback photos where people are like putting random Hasbro toys in the Power Ranger boxes, I think those are hilarious, by the way. Like that Shuri one in the Trini box had me screaming. But people are literally leaving the lightning effects inside. Like they're only taking just the figures. Like they don't even care about lightning effects. That's why I'm like, the lightning effects aren't important. Like you're giving us a whole bunch of, you're basically putting in lightning effects and using up the production costs in lightning effects when you can just give us an extra head for some of these characters. Like, swap that out. Give people things that they actually are going to use, or that they're actually going to play with or whatever. But to just be like, okay, yeah, we just gonna go ahead and throw this lightning effect on here, but not give anybody an extra head. Like, what are you doing? So, I mean, I'm pretty sure that, Hasbro has their reasons for the way they do the toys and all of that. And even the way they pick who's going to be in the waves. I'm pretty sure. And I'm also sure that they're going to come up with, a better display of how these these toys look than this other person did. But as of right now, I'm not impressed.
Something real quick. Why did this person leak this? Anybody know who did it?
No idea.
Anybody have any idea who did it? who the
No.
person was? Yeah, like this is before Hasbro made any sort of announcement, if they were going to make an announcement, because they don't like making
Never
announcements
mind. I know.
nowadays.
The person is from Twitter, and their name is Win AIYY. So WHEN AIYY, and apparently they're from China.
I guess was it actually like released there?
Apparently, the person who took the pic said they came in bulk, and so no accessories or any packaging. So I'm not sure.
Interesting.
Is it even the real Lightning collection then? Like, I'm not judging it because it's China, but I'm just genuinely asking.
I'm sorry, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Then the question becomes, is it actually part of the Lightning collection? Or is
it looks like it.
It definitely looks like
those, hey, it's China. They can do anything.
Come on! Dollar store knockoffs!
You know, no. I'm just saying, like, how do we know for real that this is part of the Wave collection?
I mean, I guess,
Aside from the fact that we, like, heard rumors what could be the next
Right.
Like, nothing's been announced on the official site. And I feel like even if they're from China, wouldn't they have gone ahead of that, too?
Well, I mean, the same thing can be said about Miss Malaysia. Because, I mean, Miss Malaysia was dropping the Psychos and Omega and them putties left and right.
But it wasn't, but wasn't there an actual official, like, logo and everything that was on their box and, like, that verify it? Where this guy was just like, he's sitting on my laptop with no packaging, no nothing, no accessories, no receipts. I mean, at least make us.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like, at least, like with the Lightning collection, I remember it came with the box. It had obviously the actual proper logo. I mean, I get it. It's China. It could all be fake too, right? But like, it was pretty authentic with the Malaysia one with the Psycho Rangers, you know. And they were showing us the box and everything. Like, they were showing us the receipts, like not actual receipts, but like, you know, the receipts of where the box came from, what it looked like, what came in the package. So they gave us so much more information where this guy was just like, it came in bulk. There's no accessories. And the paint looks off.
I just kind of got it out, you know, out of thin air.
Yeah, you know.
They came off a cloud. Like, here they are. Boom.
So I don't know. So like I don't like when I saw it too. I didn't know it was real until like I saw an account being like, oh, it's official. It's like a Wave 6. But then I'm like, yeah, but again, no, like Power Ranger official page hasn't posted it. Hasbro hasn't posted it. So like, how do we know?
I guess for me, the only reason why I'm going with it as it being official is because we already got heads up that, you know, these are that those particular characters, not so much of Green, but we did know that there was going to be a Zero Ranger 5 and an Ashley.
Right, I remember.
I'm not sure of another Zach.
I remember we talked about those shows mentioning that. So I don't know.
So
that's why I'm like, I'm thinking that these are a part of the Lightning collection. I think they are.
Watch China
that's the only thing that makes me think they are.
Watch China actually practice.
Listen, I will say this: if they are fake, that would be hilarious. If they really actually are fake. Because they look so like they fit the Hasbro look. Like they
do exactly. But hey, I mean, don't forget that the Hasbro like toys did come from China too.
This is true.
You know, I'm just saying, you know, like they are made in China also. So it's not like they don't have the models or like the plates or something similar to it. Yeah, man.
That is a good point.
We are unpacking this. Watch this all be fake.
Listen, guys,
you heard it here first. It could be fake.
I would think in the next week we'll know.
And also,
for sure.
You know why? I also think it's fake.
Next week.
This is also my theory too. Okay. I also think it's fake because they didn't jump on the train to promote Tommy as quick as they possibly could when you know they're always down to promote Tommy.
Mm-hmm. Good point. Good point.
You know, so I'm like, Tommy didn't get promoted this time. With no fancy photos, no action photos, he didn't even get those lightning rods.
But they said that they just got it all in bulk with no accessories. I'm like, you ain't even got a head though.
Right. That's exactly it. And then that's the other thing. We didn't see any heads. That's why I kept looking and being like, are you sure these are real though? And we don't have the heads. And wouldn't they be inclined to show us the head? And is it me? But like they don't look like the heads were removable either. Look at it closely.
Now that you say it, they don't look removable.
They don't.
Oh God.
They don't. I was looking at it while you guys were chatting the whole time. I'm like, why does it look like? I was like, that again. That's just me, right? Maybe they actually are removable, but they don't look it. And
I'm mainly looking at Ashley's because Ashley's neck is a little long.
Right. But then do you notice that like none of them have like, because remember some of them comes with the cute little guns and everything. These guys don't even have a belt for their guns.
Well, they do have the hoisters.
They do.
They do have the hoisters. Yeah, they have the hoisters. There's just nothing in them, but they do have.
Okay, I see it.
They do have the hoisters. Ooh, I don't know. Like now you're starting to second guess this.
Did you notice next to Tommy, it looks like Ravi?
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Did they release the Ravi
yet? Yeah. Ravi's he's been out for a while.
But why does he look cheap also?
Listen, I am not going to comment on how poorly displayed he is. I honestly think that it's the lighting in this case, because he does look just as cheap as everybody else. But the actual picture, like the actual toy itself of Ravi, actually looks pretty decent in like the little photos and stuff. Like it actually looks pretty decent. Excuse me.
Okay.
So I'm thinking like if they are real, which I really do think they are. I do think they are real. But on the same token, I also believe that like whoever took these pictures, it's just poor lighting, and they also got poor Tommy bow-legged. Zero Ranger 5.
Yeah,
he is so bow-legged. Like I'm just like, why they got bro standing like that? Rude.
Yeah.
So rude.
Okay, I see what you guys mean. It does actually look like the Wave collection.
Yeah, I mean, it does kind of look like it, but it's just that they're just missing everything. Like it's just like the person was just like, I'm just gonna put up these toys and be like, hey.
I'm still inclined to believe that it is China, so I don't know. I've got some really good knockoff toys from China too.
I have too.
So
high key.
So I don't know, man. This is interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey. Hopefully, hopefully they're real. Hopefully. But also too at the same time, I'm not really wanting to see another Tommy, but hey, I'm happy for the Ashley. That's the only one that I'm like, yes, give us that, give us her. Anybody else, I'm like, pass.
I noticed the paint is a little off too for the Z05.
Yeah, like his definitely looked the dullest.
It's like really dark.
Yeah,
like a dark red.
It's really dull.
And his like chest embroiderment doesn't look as. Wasn't it supposed to be like a little slightly larger?
What's supposed to be larger?
The chest, the golden embroiderment, or the
yes,
yeah.
It does look kind of.
It does look really small, but also
narrow.
too, Rocky's was pretty small too.
No, I looked at Rocky's. It's not as small as his.
Really? Let's see. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up.
Um,
You're right.
right?
You're right.
That's what I
It
noticed.
actually, yeah, the white part is a lot wider.
A lot wider.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And
It
even
is.
like his color isn't as off. Do you not notice his helmet was more like you can actually definitely see his lips more defined, where this one, his lips look like a cheap copy of like a Dollarama toy.
Go in there, why don't you?
It does. And maybe it's also the angling of the photo, but he looks like he has grown a forehead or two.
He does. Like his face looks like really wide.
We really
like,
need
long
to
and
see
wide.
the official photos because these look terrible. now
Absolutely.
you just made me go from like, oh, they look all right, to they look awful. Damn it.
Well, you know,
Terrible, Your Honor.
now
really, really terrible.
I'm at the point where I'm inclined to think that they could possibly be fake. That's just me.
Or maybe they were just like
a bad batch.
Right. You know
It's
how
both.
they have like the bad batch where they're just like, we're just gonna give these away to people and just be like, all right, you know, if you want them, you can have them.
Man. Okay.
Or either they could be like, I'm just gonna go with bad batch. How about that?
All right, so let's get our ratings in. Lena's going with it looks fake, and it could be fake. Brandon, you're going with the bad batch.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a bad batch.
Will, what do you think?
Well, I said that first, so I'm saying that too.
Okay,
Bad
all right.
Yeah,
batch.
Will's gonna say bad batch too. So
All right. So we
like
here.
I said, I would think by week's end, if this is legit, we'll get official photos.
right, with heads and everything.
Right.
And weapons.
And yeah, right, and weapons and stuff. Hopefully, anyway. And also a release date of those actual toys as well.
Mm-hmm. And where
Hopefully
you
this. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
where you can pre-order them too.
Right. Hopefully this isn't like Chase's figure from Dino Charge, where we didn't get any sort of anything for that.
Well, at least he got a still proper box with weapons.
Yeah.
Better than these guys.
Right.
True. Well, does anyone have anything else before we conclude today's episode?
Why another Tommy? Why? Why? I would like to know.
Girl, that is the question on everybody's mind.
That's all I have to say, though. That's my conclusion.
That concludes today's episode. My name is Brandon.
I am Lena.
I'm Will.
And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.